Hello, I'm Martin McGill, one of the reserve wardens at WWT Slimbridge. I'm in the Holden Tower. Welcome to another Wildlife Weekly. Okay, we're absolutely delighted to announce a new reserve record, 323 shoveler on site, which is the highest total ever counted. Okay, with such high numbers of birds visiting the site at the moment, it's the perfect time of year to get the counts in. So we've been quite busy going through the flocks and recording exactly what we've got on site. And we're hitting some very high totals at the moment. Myself and the other wardens have been getting ad hoc counts. At Slimbridge we count the birds from exactly the same places as the public do. So we're counting from the same hides that you guys are walking around and watching birds from. Just into New Year, I made a count of golden plover. I'm counting individual birds, crossing my fingers, hoping that the peregrine falcon is not going to flush them. And I reached a figure of 2,756. I found out that Dave had actually counted them about half an hour before, and he counted them in blocks of 10, and he had a figure of 2,750. So Dave was only wrong by 6 birds. For me personally, seeing huge flocks of birds is very impressive, and I never tire of seeing it. And every visitor that we've had here in the last 6 weeks or so has said exactly the same. It's an amazing sight to watch, one of the wildlife spectacles not to be missed, I can assure you. I've actually had a slow motion camera on site this week, which is something new, and they've captured some amazing footage of some of the action. We're often asked how we count the birds. Basically we use optical aids. So I've got the binoculars, the telescope, but just going to pan through, look through the telescope and go through, in this example, a flock of golden plover. And if they're settled, if I know the peregrine's not around, then I'm just going to work my way through and count the birds as I go, which can be a very long process when you've got over 4,000 of them. We're pretty fortunate here because everywhere's fairly sheltered. You don't really need to get wet at Slimbridge if you don't want to. You can bird watch from hides, it's all well covered. Just to give you some tips on counting birds yourself and getting out and enjoying it, make sure you wrap up warm before you go out. You've got to be comfortable yourself to enjoy it. Do take a field guide, so that's something that you can reference to look at the species in there to help you identify them. By far the most important piece of kit, if you can afford it, do get a pair of binoculars. It brings things in closer, you'll get more out of it yourself. From the Holden Tower, it's actually the best place to locate a little stint, which is the smallest of the wading birds that we have occurring here. Slimbridge is significant in that we have a regular wintering flock of this bird, which is unusual for the UK. But out here on the pool, out on the Dumbles, this is the best place to catch up with it and see one feeding. Okay, the weather forecast this week, our favourite thing to talk about. I certainly look at the forecast daily. The weather is set to be with light showers, pretty much southerly, southwesterly winds, so it's going to stay mild. Doesn't appear to be much ice around, so we should keep all of these wonderful birds here in large numbers. I'd like to make a special mention for the forthcoming Festival of Birds, which is on the 1st and 2nd of February here at WWT Slimbridge. It's free to members and you can purchase tickets online if you're not a member. Feel free to share that information on Twitter, or if you want to find out more about what's going on here and the Festival of Birds, visit our Facebook pages, our YouTube channel, or follow us on Twitter.